the best healers on earth?
Pooja says it's ourselves. Swati says it's sun. Vas says it's ourselves. Payal says sun and water, ourselves, the one who stay isolated, those who listen. Trees.
Who said those who listen?
The mystic lotus and dragonflies. Yeah.
Please give them packet C.
Wasn't me. Who teach self-healing. Namita says those who teach self-healing, water and our own self, people who can show you the paths, nature, ourselves, our soul, nature, our bodies.
Who said nature?
Anju said nature, and Nilesh said nature. Suma and a few others said trees.
So yes, plants, trees for sure, and animals. Animals are the world's, our Earth's greatest healers. You know, we are, well, as of now, we still have more animals in the wild than we do domesticated. They are not calling 911 for a doctor. They take care of themselves. And if you look at how animals do this, an animal only talks when necessary. It's not that they don't have voice. Plants don't have a voice that we can hear. Trees don't have a voice that we can hear. They communicate through their roots. But animals have voice. And one of the things animals do is they always conserve their voice for only when it is required. When do you want most peace and quiet? When you are unwell. When you are unwell, you want everybody to stop talking. When you are unwell, do you want construction taking place next door? Do you want a drill sound taking place, or do you want absolute silence? What is it? It's absolute silence. We even get irritated if somebody keeps coming to check on us, right? Like, how are you doing? Kaise ho? Kuch chahiye? Thoda khana lao? Thoda pani lao? We get annoyed because our body knows that what we need is that silence. No healing journey is complete without a comfort with silence. And very few of us are comfortable with silence, right? Like, how many of us found it easy to move away and remember to look outside, or even at your hand, like, oh, so many lines will come to your mind, right? Moment that has come, you have to start looking elsewhere. Like, all your attention has to be all your attention has to be on the light without thinking of the description of the light. And this, where you gaze outside of you without boundary, like your television screen is a boundary, your computer screen is a boundary, your phone is a boundary. This allows the immunity system to completely reboot itself. How many of you all found it easy to do? At least 1 minute, 2 minutes was easy to do. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, I'm not sure any of us managed. But 5 minutes is our goal. Like, in the work that we're going to do together, all of us, in May, that 5 minutes is our goal. Whether you did 30 seconds, whether you did 1 minute, awesome, awesome. You want to move and upgrade to 5 minutes, because the shocking solution, number 5, is silence. The shocking solution, number 4, is oxygen and water. I've bunched them together because we also get some oxygen from water, and water can oxygenate the body, because now we have the understanding of alkaline water. The understanding of alkaline water is really not because we need alkaline water. We need alkaline water because our systems are getting more acidic. More acidic systems have more carbon dioxide. And therefore, to oxygenate, do this again, please. And just see what happens in 2 seconds. Can you feel that the inflow of breath itself is cleaner, sharper, maybe even cooler? And you've only done this twice now. Took us not even, this is what, a nanosecond? This is not even a second. So puja, I think, it's decreasing slowly, right? From 200 to 160 to 125. And I think there's one more person as well. Just check, how are you? Follow it up by making sure you're hydrated. How are you now? Just make note of it. Let us know on the group, because I am going to ask you a very important question. And that question is going to take us closer to the shocking solution. You see, remember what I said about our immunity and fortress? I said reach. I used words like invaded. I used words like violated. Now, and the answer will pop into your head. Who has done this to you? Who has violated your space? Who refuses to draw healthy boundaries around you? Who is the painful person creating pain in your life? Who is the one who you loved very much, but who treated you badly? Who is the one who's brought you so much pain that in order to recover, you are now looking at painful methods to recover? Prove your worthiness. Prove how amazing you are. Prove how good you are. Prove how acceptable you are. Prove how likable you are. Prove how incredible your body is. Whatever it is, that is now a painful method. Prove how you never need to rest. Prove how you're always working. Prove how you never ask for time off. What is the painful method you are now using in order to get that person to stop treating you badly? Who is this painful person in your life? Who is the person who is constantly breaching your peace of mind? Who is this?
We've got quite a few.
Yeah.
We have quite a few answers actually. From Lourdes, Vaishali, Dr. Sarah, Tripti Patel, Neeta, Harish, Sona. Most of them are saying me, my thoughts, myself, ourselves. Elizabeth says father and uncle. I do everything myself. Don't rely on anyone. Me,
how painful is that?
A parent, myself.
You know, so SG had taken a set of 10 VIPs sessions. And when she signed up for weight release. She didn't want to work out. She didn't want to go on a diet. She just wanted to know what she had to say. And as we started talking, turned out that one of the things that was going on at work was that her husband also worked in the same place. And she was suspecting that he was seeing somebody in the workplace. She was suspecting him of having an affair. And as we started clearing this and other stories started coming out, she's quite successful. She's very successful. That he's not as successful. That there was this competition that was going on at home where she was constantly trying to please him. She was constantly trying to not take calls when they were home, or she was not trying to tell him about the big projects that were coming in, but they were working in the same place. So he would find out that what was really going on was that he wanted to show her that she is not so special, that somebody else is also special, that don't think you can fly so high. And our conversation and work changed to, what should I do about this? I think by our fifth session, she had decided to separate. By our seventh session, her clothes were fitting her looser. By our eighth session, she wasn't sure if she could manage on her own. But she said she was going to think about it. She was going to stick with this path. Right now, she has 2 sessions on which she will get back to me on. This me and my thoughts is not how you breach your immunity. Your autoimmune disorder is also not you. Our body is made of layers, and those layers have layers. We have a system known as koshas and sheets. We have the auric field, we have the etheric field, we have the emotional field. You know how you see your aura? 7 colors, 8 colors. You have more than that. Everything begins outside. Even before you were born, you were a concept, either in the cosmic mind or in your parents' mind. You didn't create yourself. It happened first outside. Now it is inside of you. We got to take care of it. But it didn't come from inside. Something happened there that made it happen here. Someone made it happen there that made it happen here. Notwithstanding acts of God. One of our distant family friends were part of the Gujarat earthquake, where their entire building collapsed. I mean, that city was in ruins. It is astounding what that city is today and what had happened in that earthquake. The earthquake of Bruges, I think it was. Their entire building collapsed. The entire family made it out. They moved to another city. They began their business again. And when we meet them, when you speak to them, you can see the post-traumatic symptoms. But they made it out. And they made it out because they had each other. They found each other. Somehow, in the places where they hid in the house, where they looked for support, they were kept safe. Just as even if one family member had passed away, God forbid, and God did forbid, it didn't happen, that family would have not been who they are today. Why? Because the one who you love very much, who has treated you very badly, is not you and your thoughts. You and your thoughts have learned to do that to yourself. Who did you learn it from? Who is the one that you love very much, who has treated you so badly? Who is the one who you are striving right now to please? Who is the one that you're completely obsessed with? Who is the one that you wish would change? Who is the one that you just cannot make peace with? Who is the one that triggers you? Who is the one who you're waiting to say, for them, to say sorry, to say I love you, to say here, $1 million for you? Who is this in your life? Let me ask you in another way, which is what I had asked SJ. And I said, there are things in your weight, but I'm going to ask you, who is in your weight? She gave that answer. My husband's in my weight. What's going on with your husband? Story. Clothes became looser. Who is in your pain? Check. Like Elizabeth said, I think Elizabeth said father.
And now we have husband, we have father, husband, father-in-law, aunt, mother, sister, husband, in-laws, parents.
Excellent.
previously
Super,
my ex, and now my
super.
husband, my father, Does someone, 24532, I'm not sure who that is, has a question. Does someone who passed away count?
Yes, very much so. Like when I gave the example of PT last time, is that you, Prima? When I gave the example of PT last time, PT's relationship with her ex was over years before. She was now looking to have a baby with the one she had married. It doesn't matter. And the name will come, or the face will come. It will pop up, because now, after everything that we have done, we are fully in touch with our bodies. Anybody who says mind or me, I'm so sorry, that is not true. And there may be something you are avoiding. There may be some desire that I not look at this right now, that I rather put the blame on myself than this particular person. And that also you have learned to do. You have learned that it's all your fault. Whatever has happened, you are to blame. That if you only had not eaten that chocolate in August 10th, 1942, it wouldn't have happened. It's not true. Everything begins outside. Then it becomes inside. And remember, while your skin is your first physical defense, there are many etheric, auric defenses taking place before it even reaches your skin. So if it's reached your skin and it has gone through, it can only happen from your intimate environment. It can only happen from around you. Who is the one around you? Who is this painful person? Let me give you another word instead of pain. Let me give you one more euphemism: stress. Because every symptom that you have is a symptom of stress. Who is the most painful, stressful person in your environment right now? Boss, ex. Can't forget what they did, because we can't process it, we can't accept it, we can't make peace with it. We are stuck now. Parents are very difficult when they are in our environment, because much as you want to leave, the guilt will not let you. Cannot stay and be happy. It's very rare, very, very rare that you can be an adult and live with your parents happily ever after. Children are meant to leave the nest. If you haven't left the nest, something will be going on there. If you have a grown daughter or a son and you are expecting them to stay in the nest with you, one of y'all will be exhibiting symptoms as well. Stuck. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Can't be with him, can't stop thinking about him. Can't bear her, can't ask her to leave as well. Who is this person? And before I come to that solution, I also want to tell you that this bit, right, where whatever is the problem in the problem, where it doesn't allow us to be, do, feel, have what we want, where it restricts us, where it constricts us, all restriction and constriction is where problems begin. So here is the journey of the pain. And why do you need to know the journey of pain? Because when you start releasing pain, you will walk backwards into the journey, into the time where you were absolutely fine and fit. Whatever this restriction is, and restriction can begin with anything. Restriction can begin with a parent saying, "What are you thinking? You can't buy a motorbike." Or, "What are you thinking? You're a girl. You can't go to another country and do your education on yourself. How will you manage? You have to stay at home. You have to get married." Of course, this is so culturally oriented. But wherever that restriction began, okay? So this is the energy, right? This is energy. All of this is energy, right? This is free flowing, everything. It is contained now in this computer. It is contained now in this bracelet. It is contained in my clothes. It's contained in my body. This containment begins with restriction inside us, right? We get restricted, we get restricted, we get restricted, we get restricted, we get restricted. Then we start getting agitated. In that agitation, we start getting annoyed. We start getting irritated. We start getting frustrated. But this person is part of our environment. We don't know what to do. We start getting anxious. We start getting fearful. We start getting demanding. We start getting controlling. We start getting manipulating, because we all want what we want. And we will all try and find ways to get what we want. One of the biggest reasons for pain is that your needs haven't been met. You wanted that motorbike, hasn't come. You've instead been told you can't have it. So this restriction, getting stuck, getting blocked, getting blockages, that anger, that fear, that hopelessness, that desperation, that stiffness, soreness, heaviness, achiness, painfulness, illness, disease. It takes a very long time to become ill. All of this has been going on over years before you have reached where you have reached. And therefore, when you uncover, you will have days when you will feel low, when you will feel down, when you will feel hopeless, when you will feel angry and raging and hateful, and when you will have days of anxiety and panic. And you will have days of agitation, but agitation will tell you that you're getting closer, because the first symptom of restriction is agitation and restlessness. It's a good thing. And then finally, you will come here. This reverse order, cheers everybody, let's do this. This reverse order is important to keep in mind, because even though the decrees are the fastest modality in the world, meaning that where it would have taken you 10 years now to do this reversal, it will take you lesser, not even 5 years, not even 3 years. It will take you lesser time, but time it will take. And the way that you allow yourself that patience of healing can only happen when you have the shocking solution of silence. Only silence will bring you patience. Only silence will allow this. Not to mention that silence will also speeden up all of your movement. Making stress normal, because you don't know how to let go of this person, you don't know how to stay with this person, you don't know how to forget this person, you do not know how to make peace with this person. Wanting that stress in your life is a way of staying connected to this person. Shocking solution number 3. Stop making stress normal. Stress and pressure do not do anything except age you, make you forgetful, exhaust you, tire you, make you feel defeated. Moment you are defeated, you will say, what? I've learned to live with it. Moment you say, I've learned to live with it, you are now in dangerous statements, because the moment you've learned to live with it, you don't think it requires healing. And if you will not heal it, you cannot have health. H-E-A-L-T-H. Only he who heals can have health. Only he who has health can heal. So you will start blocking it at one part. What is the body superpower? Oneness. Moment you have stoppage, blockage, restriction, constriction, suppression, oppression, repression, depression, in one part, it will start collapsing every other system as well. Shocking solution number 2. Fortress. A fortress is your wall, right? Gigantic wall from here till the sky, all around. Now imagine next to this wall, I keep putting my anxiety. I keep putting my stress. I keep putting my exhaustion. I keep putting my anger. What is going to happen over time? Logical, right? Over time, it will make a hole. Because anything that's living against anything that's living either has to find a way to flow or a way to get through. And therefore, shocking solution number 2, if you will suppress how you feel, I guarantee there will be the entire gamut of aching, hurting, heaviness, soreness, stiffness, pain, illness, disease. In our work, I rarely ask, what do you think? How are you thinking? It is always, how did it make you feel? How are you feeling? Because if you don't know how you're feeling, even if you're feeling numb, you know you're feeling numb, you have decrees for that. Goodbye, numbness. Goodbye, numbness. Goodbye, numbness. Each and every one of y'all who's dealing with a lot of pain, who's dealing with lots of headaches, check, is this not true? Isn't there a lot you have suppressed? Isn't there a lot of pride you have swallowed? Aren't there a lot of tears that you were terrified somebody would see and find you vulnerable or weak or shame you for it? Isn't there a lot of anger you keep inside for the sake of peace? Check, is this not true? And also check, how exhausted are you? Because now, not only is your body fighting what has come in from outside, it is now trying to make sure that fortress is not getting a hold because of what is inside. You will be most exhausted if you have moved away from your emotions. To acknowledge an emotion also sometimes means you gotta go to the kindness gym. You gotta do Kaizen yoga, where in that yoga, we will do our chakra massage. No, chakra massage you're doing for 30 days anyway. The Kaizen yoga system that we will do on Saturday, you will see how it's opening up your systems. It's making it easier to say, gosh, I didn't realize I'm carrying so much. Give me a word. Complete the sentence. I didn't realize I'm carrying so much.
Weight.
Did you say weight as in weight or weight?
WEIGHT.
I didn't realize I'm carrying so much weight. I didn't realize how much I am carrying in this weight. Who are you carrying in this weight? Are you carrying your whole family? Everybody who's working from the subconscious, emotional, coping health state invariably tends to carry their whole family. Everybody working from the unconscious, physical state tends to carry their ancestors. They carry even more. Everybody working from the conscious, coping, mental health state carries very deep judgments. You are carrying. What are you carrying? What is in that? Let's speak about it. Let's bring it out. But I haven't given you shocking solution number 1. And shocking solution number 1 is, and no healing journey is complete without this. It's not complete without making sure that you've got silence, that you've got oxygen, that you've got water, that you are taking care of your stress, that you are not letting it be normal in your life anymore, that you are acknowledging how it is that you're feeling. And number 1, no healing journey is ever complete without this, is name dropping. Name dropping is when you digest and process what has taken place with this person and what is taking place with this person, because that will also start changing what's happening. Because there are only 2 solutions, right? Either you move away from this person or you heal what's going on with this person. Although I will say, depending on the level of toxicity and what your state of health is, it may not even be an option to move away. But if it is, support is available. If you can move, move. If you cannot move, heal. And how will you do that? Not by making this dangerous mistake of focusing on changing others and saving others and protecting others and taking care of others and over explaining to others and over apologizing to others and over defending others. Everybody's amazing. Everybody's great. But there is somebody in your life who is treating you badly, which is why there is this physical distress and headache and pain point and pains that you are going through. You got to acknowledge that they are not to be on that pedestal that you've put them on. You got to take a look at their darkness, not as a point of blame, but to digest and process that this is happening. All of us have made certain choices. I can't even begin to tell you what kind of toxic people I have been with. But you want to be able to let it go.